Calling all around the world. Mumbo jumbo, stir up the gumbo. Calling all around the world. Get it. Start with a roux, that's me and you. Add the Holy Trinity. That's rhythm, chords, and melody. Come on now, add your spice. Tell your story, very nice. Calling all around the world. Stir that vocal gumbo now. Calling all stir it up, stir it up. Get it.
Get it, girl.
I'm Janet. I can't. Oh, there you are. Hi, Oregon girl.
I know.
You look so much more relaxed than usual.
I know. Well, it's so funny to watch that video and just think of where we were over a year ago. But when we made that video and we were like, we're doing a show and here, wait, I've got pots and pans. Let's write a song. No, let's invite people to come to our show. And, and it's still amazing to me that it's come to this point. But we're kind of chillaxing. This next episode is like maybe the new vocal gumbo where we're like a little bit more, relaxed and I don't know, getting our work done, but making sure we're getting a little fun in the sun done. So it's good. How about you? I see you've got a little strap on your shoulder. What's going on there? Well, I'm not sure who's frozen, if it's me or Janice Siegel, but if we're live and freezing up on Soundtrap, maybe that's the karma. I don't know, talking to us right now. But I'll just tell you that Janice had a little accident on her bike. She's been biking around New York, and she took a little spill and has a little hairline fracture there. So she's recovering, and she's learning how to cook with one hand. She's learning how to do a lot of things with one hand, and she's making it happen. And she's also been busy getting the next show together. And let's see.
Hi, I'm just going to join you and tell you what's going on.
Okay, great.
Janice did indeed freeze, and I just told her to join the party again. So
okay, good.
So
my stumbling along as I've been doing was a really a big showbiz moment. Just keep going.
Yeah, you nailed it. Here she is.
Okay, thanks, Lori.
What the hell happened? I was just in the middle of answering you.
Well, everybody wants to know. I did explain to everybody that you took a fall, but I think your story is going to go a lot better because I wasn't there.
No, I was on my bicycle and I just finished. I was on the street. I was in Tribeca, coming up to a curb that was kind of uneven, and I was half riding and half walking. And so it hit an unstable part of the curb, and the bike turned, and I lost my balance, and I thought, all right, I'm going down. But I went down right on my forearm. So I have a closed radial head fracture, which, I guess it's better than an open fracture. And it's my shoulder is fine. My hands and my wrists are fine. So
good.
I can't do any more boxing for a while, or let's see, what else I can't open a jar either.
I understand last night you did manage to open up a bottle of wine though with one hand. So that was probably a proud moment in resourceful history, right?
It totally was. I opened this bottle. Let's get that's my new favorite, is the Sicilian Whites. So yes, I did open a bottle of wine, which is progress. Is progress.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Well,
Joyce. I appreciate your sympathies. But yeah, I mean, c'est la vie, right?
yes.
So,
Well,
I
we're
mean,
happy you're okay.
yeah, thank you. I mean, in a year and a half, there have been there's been some damage to the body.
Yeah.
Second-degree burns,
Yep.
all kinds of fires and scrapes, and now this as the capper. So
Yeah. I'm really sorry. Well,
it's okay.
I'm coming to you from my sister's yoga studio, Cannon Beach Yoga Arts, and I have been hanging out with family pretty much since June. I left New York and have been on a pilgrimage of family reconnection, some deep yoga practice, and just trying to put some energy back into my body and my brain. And it's been really, really wonderful. So I hope that maybe everybody's had a chance in still the kind of semi-post-pandemic world that we're coming maybe out of, hopefully, fingers crossed, that people are finding some time to do some of that in-person connection that is so important and life-giving.
Especially with family, hugs and closeness. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of family on Monday, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yes,
but somehow we managed to do another show. And I don't know if our listeners got a chance to see our Vocal Gumbo After Dark, which was filmed in Janice's living room. It was kind of a parlor experience of music and dining, and we had a great time. And we wanted to do one more show before we literally do take the month of August off to really surrender to the summertime sunshine and do some other things and get ready for other things that are starting to percolate. So we managed to get another show together, and I'm so excited about it. First of all, we're so thrilled that we were able to reach out and find Nnenna Freelon, and she was willing to put together a piece for us for the show. So all of you are so lucky to get to experience that. And we have Sasha Boutros, who's a good friend of yours, Janice, right? From where did you meet Sasha?
Well, I met Sasha through John DiMartino, because John also works with Sasha. And so I checked some things out from Sasha and was really, really impressed with her musicality and her spirit, certainly. Yeah. And then we did a gig in Paris together. She invited me to be part of a women's night with Michelle Hendricks. That wasn't any fun at all.
Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't any fun. Yeah,
zero fun.
And we put together a collaboration with Veronica Swift and Emmett Cohen that we had sort of in the pantry, if you will, of our Vocal Gumbo or the wine cellar, whichever you prefer. So we've got a special collaboration. We have also pulled together, though we're gonna re-air some gems from Raoul Mudon and Peter Carlson from the Real Group, and a young artist who's going to blow your mind, another beautiful up-and-coming talent, Yancy Abril. And then you and I have done some collaborations. You with
well, each of us wrote a new original song. Each of us, holla! I collaborated with my friend Don Breitup, who is the part of the Breitup brothers, and they are proud Canadians. And I met them, I think, because they run a Canada Day show every year at Joe's Pub, right? And they invite all the Canadians in New York to participate. And there's so many. Well, we know a few: Amy Cervini, Melissa Stiliano, a lot of Canadians, definitely.
And then you.
And then me, because I like Canada, and I want to be able to go there if need be.
Right.
But Don is a wonderful musician, and he collaborated with my partner Alan Paul on a song called "Swing Balboa," which yeah, they wrote that together. So I thought, well, let's do some. And he was on vacation in a little island in Canada, so we couldn't start work really until July 4th. So it was a race to the finish. How about you?
I'm still in that race to the finish. You're definitely a couple of horse lengths ahead of me, but I wrote a song last week, so and I'm working with these wonderful young men that I've known since they were, I don't know, really young, because they're from Cannon Beach here, and every time I'd come to town to do a concert at the Coaster Theater, they would open up for me. Evan and Lake Jerudek. We know them for years because they went to school with my niece. And so my family's known them forever. And, you know, I've watched these young men sort of grow as musicians. Lake went on to Juilliard. Evan, I can't remember where he went to school off the top of my head, but now they're back here. And I would just thought, on the off chance, I reached out to their dad and I was like, are Evan and Lake in town? Because maybe they could play on this tune. So we're having a ball, and they are really, really talented young men. Anyway, it's all happening. And so we'll hopefully have it some semblance of a version for you together tomorrow night, but I have a funny feeling there will be a remix. But needless to say, we're so excited about this next show, Vocal Gumbo, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the fun thing about today's show and this happy hour is that we get to talk to a couple of the artists that we love and adore, and we really shouldn't waste any more time. Let's just not waste any more time.
Let's not waste any time, because time is precious. And yes. All right. Or is it? No, time is precious, even though it is a construct of our minds. Let's bring on our first guest.
Let's do that. Right. We'd love to invite Nnenna Freelon to our little happy hour. And welcome. Where do you have you? Oh yes, Queen. What do you have?
I'm having a rosé or a rosé.
Yes.
Well, which is it?
From Costco. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I think it's in Côte d'Iron, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
it's from the corner of Rhone and
Côte.
Yeah.
Yes, it's delish.
Toast to you. We're so happy to have you.
Oh,
I'm in a yoga studio, so I only have a cup of tea right now, unfortunately, but it's still delicious.
Understood.
But we're so happy to have you, and you have had quite a year. I mean, it's been quite a year, and I don't feel like we should mince any words about it, because actually you are putting it out there in the most gracious and honest and beautiful way that is a choice of yours, right? To share the loss of your dear beloved husband, and you put. And instead of sort of perhaps retreating, you've probably done a lot of that, but at the same time, you've put all that stuff into your work and created both an album and a podcast, really talking about grief. And I think you should tell our viewers about how you have shared this really intense, painful time in your life, but made beautiful art.
Which came first, the podcast or the record?
Well, the record I had worked on as a present for my husband, just a sort of a vanity thing where I just looked at music that we both loved and covered some great old songs from the 70s. And then life became interesting in a way that I could not continue. So I never finished the project. He did get a chance to hear some unmixed versions, but when life calls you, you got to leave that world and be in this one. So after he passed away, I was not looking at that music at all. it looked like a project that would never be finished. But let me just tell you something. I am so grateful that I have a container to put my grief in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we creatives, we have a place. If people have to figure out how to be creative once they have this challenge, it's a lot harder. So I wasn't sure if my voice would be broken. I wasn't sure if I could, if this music still had meaning. I didn't, but friends around me really, really encouraged me. Girl, the stuff is good. Go, you want to re-record some stuff? Re-record some stuff. It's fine, you know. And I had to go to a place that said, okay, if the voice is different, then it just has to be different, because I can't pretend I'm okay. I have to use what is here now, what life has given me now. And if it's a little busted, a little rusty on the edges, if it's a little whatever, I have to give that to the moment. And my voice was different. My voice was broken. And that was oh damn K.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was all right. It was broken in a beautiful way that I didn't judge it, that it doesn't sound like it used to sound. Because how many of us sound like we used to sound? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. But it's interesting because, of course, we're artists, so there is an ego attached to what we do, right? And so to try and kind of separate those and go, actually, not only am I okay with the broken voice, but actually it's telling the goddamn story better than anything. And so here it is, folks. And I think the only thing I want to, again, sort of tip my hat to you is still, being willing to like share that intimacy with us, and hopefully an audience can listen to that record. They don't have to know that story, but I bet that if they did, they would feel other textures and other things that would sort of be really, I don't know, would resonate.
Oh, this is human. This is human stuff.
Exactly. It's a great lesson for any singer, to sing with the voice you have today, whatever that may be. And it's okay. But people are going to feel the resonance of the pain or the journey. They're going to feel it.
I think so. And I think we think of grief as this thing also to push away, to not talk about, to not engage. But grief has sisters. They're not twins, but she has sisters. Joy, gratitude, all that. It's all in there. And there are all these gifts that tumble over once you sit down with her and say, okay, fine. You're going to kill me? Kill me. You're going to kill me? This is going to be the end of me? Then let it be the end of me. But it isn't. She sits right next to you and says, I only want to talk.
I know.
But you're sitting too close. Why are you sitting so close?
Oh, you're so dear.
This is what happens when the boogeyman that we run from in the dream, we're running and we're so scared. But if we just, I don't know if the word is surrender, and it's hard. I'm not saying it isn't hard. This man was my soulmate. He was my friend, my lover, my everything. 40 years.
Wow.
And there's a huge hole where he was. So I'm not minimizing this, nor am I offering advice. Absolutely not. Because everybody has to figure this out. But I'm just saying that I'm grateful that I have this beautiful container, both storytelling and music making is a place to put these feelings that you can't use words to describe. You need music to tell the story that words can't tell.
Could you tell me about the music in the podcast? Because you've interspersed music, like, is it improvisation?
It is.
Yeah.
It's an improvisational dance. If I feel that I want to leave the words and go to a space of wordless vocal, or if I want to go to a space of singing the words, or the flights of fancy that come up as you think about something. I just wrote a podcast about oatmeal, about the most mundane, regular, ordinary, breakfast you could imagine. And Mr. Quaker Oats was there with his blue hat and his smiling eyes. But the thing that struck me is that grief can find you wherever you are, in the most ordinary of circumstances, knock you upside the head like, oh yes, I remember the morning ritual with my husband with oatmeal. And this was a real thing that happened to me. I went to reach for the box after not being hungry for weeks and weeks because the grief took my appetite away. And I was stopped by this moment. And then I had to sit there and listen to this story that oatmeal had to tell me. Listen, little sister, listen. I want to tell you a story. And I had to sit my butt down and listen to what oatmeal had to tell me. And she just, it just unfolded as a memory of how I used to stir those steel cut, put in the banana and ask him, did he want this or that? And of course I knew what he wanted. After 40 years, you would think I would remember. But just to remember that moment, that precious, but mundane, sweet moment was something that was not going to happen again, but that is sweet enough to sustain me if I could let it.
Yeah.
If I could let it.
So there's the joy.
Yes.
That. Yeah.
Yes.
And Mary.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And to also, though, write into that story of oatmeal, because again, it's also a painting. The words make sense to people in lots of different ways. And I think it's beautiful that you're letting your muse, you're letting whatever energy comes through you. There's no barrier between you and, your inside voice and your outside voice. You're just like, I'm just going to say it like it is. And there's all beautiful freedom in that. And it's good for people just in daily life to practice more of that. But then when you're really practicing that as an artist, man, that's heavy shit. That's when you get all the layers. And so, thank you for just letting that portal be open.
Well, I appreciate the times that we're living where you can actually do that. I mean, podcast is a new word. What was that 30 years ago? So
a radio show. It was a radio show.
It was a radio show.
Yeah.
So the ability to share story is a way of healing. Nobody goes into a closet for years and then emerges, I'm better now. We don't heal in isolation. We heal when we share each other's stories, whether through music or through words, or just, and that human touch that you talked about earlier that we've so missed during this COVID time, when we were told to fear our own bodies and to fear other people's bodies. And it's not who we are. We need to hug each other. And so this is a musical, I call the record Time Traveler. I call it a sonic love letter to my husband. It's just songs we love, songs we had history with, tunes that lit me up inside, and songs that had something to do with time, because time became this thing that we chased, that we wish we had more of, that we feel like we didn't have quite enough of. And so songs like Time in a Bottle by the wonderful late Jim Croce.
Oh my God. Did I hear that is it possible that I heard that on the radio?
I don't know. Did you?
Is it out? The record's out. I heard it on the radio. It was unbelievable. I had to Shazam
wow.
it. I Shazammed it.
Wonderful, wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful.
Really great
Thank you.
interpretation of that.
So
too.
those
Oof.
words, time in a bottle, meant a different thing to me then than they do now.
Right.
The wonderful standard time after time means something different to me now. So it was interesting to see how the songs were so expansive and so willing to take life experience into them, you know?
Mhm.
And I guess that's the definition of a standard, something that can accompany you wherever you are.
Yeah.
A standard doesn't need to be in a particular time. It's universal,
Right.
because it's addressing emotions that are human.
Right. Right.
What made you the cover of Time Traveler, which it's available out there for people to purchase? What the cover is so beautiful, and it's almost like, you know, in a way you're bearing your soul. You have just
There we
you're just
Okay.
It's so gorgeous. Just what was the inspiration for you? Was there a connection there, or just your beautiful body and beautiful person that just went, this is, you know, I don't know. Was there a connection to?
Well, I wanted to imagine myself as this sort of real time traveler. Like really some sci-fi,
Good,
you know, woman who exists and can sort of snap her fingers and go there through the music, you know, through the music. And the music is magic. We know that, right? We know how time expands and contracts and does these interesting magical things inside of the music. And I wanted to explore that. I am 4 decades into my music career. Also, I've been out there a long time. And I wanted to reinvent and have fun with a capital F, fun with the makeup, with the way my hair looked, you know, just sort of, I'll tell you one thing, grief brings a lot of things to your doorstep. But for me, it also brought a fearlessness.
Yeah.
And I don't give a, you know what, people think about a 65-year-old woman doing whatever they think is appropriate. And I love you know, it's kind of like, I've already had my head in the lion's mouth. What you got? What you got?
Right. I mean, those face markings look primitive.
Just fun. It's just, you know, dot, dot, circle, circle, dot, dot. You know, it's decorative. It's no less decorative than the time we spend putting those eyelashes on or making sure that the arch is perfect. It's just having fun.
Yeah.
And we need more fun.
Yes. And also really operating from that place of pure freedom is also extraordinarily powerful. Woo! Queen.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
Yes,
that's when you're like, are you kidding me? You're getting all of me, all of my colors, all of my texture, all of my pain, my love, my joy. And I'm not going to even edit it for you.
That's right.
I'm not even going to help you. I'm not going to help you. It's just like, boom, here it is. And that is the stuff. So, I mean, I hope people will get Time Traveler. And where do they find your podcast?
Yeah. How do they access
it's
that?
everywhere podcasts. I like to say that it's everywhere you get your podcasts. So Spotify or Apple or Stitcher. WUNC Radio is my partner. And I'm so glad because I am not the technical girl. What I'm finding, having sort of put really personal stuff out there, is that when you open the door a crack for yourself, you leave the door wide open for everybody else to tell their own truth. So it's not like it's not like, oh, I'm in grief. Let me do a podcast. It wasn't like that. It emerged as a place to put my grief, you know? So
a container.
A container.
Well, that's what you said.
Because if you don't container garden it, that stuff goes buck wild. And it is in everything, in places you don't want it to be.
Yep.
Right.
stealing your joy, taking away other things. So you just find a place. It's like, you be good, mint. Oh, mint.
It travels,
mint.
doesn't it?
Mint travels. Mint is like everywhere. I have a mint forest in my yard. So you just contain it, and you don't, and it's lovely in the container. And the container can be anything. It can be quilting. It can be sewing. It can be dancing. It can be whatever. Just a place where it can live and plant seeds in you, even.
Yeah.
For new growth, for new possibility.
Yes. Yes. It's really beautiful advice, even though you're trying not to offer advice, sharing your own experiences in the way that you're living with it and through it. I'm sure there are many people, besides the fact that, you know, people have lost loved ones recently. We've certainly been through a hell of a pandemic where exponentially more people lost loved ones that were not on deck necessarily,
right?
Had they just not, caught this virus. And so I think people will find this useful, I hope, and find a way to, work through some of their own things and, gain insights but thank you so much for sharing that. And also thank you for doing this collaboration that you did with our really good friend and your good friend, Keith Gans, on guitar.
How did you meet Keith?
Keith lives in my town.
Yes.
Durham, North Carolina. And he and Kate are just very, very good friends. I was with Kate last night. She was one of the wonderful singers who said, we need to do a listening party for you. So, she, along with several of my other singer friends, just said, come on, let's grab some wine and listen to this record. And, so
awesome.
It's a love fest. A love fest.
Yeah, they are lovely people.
They are lovely people.
Incredible. So if you tune in tomorrow night, people, you're going to hear an incredible collaboration between Nnenna Freelon and Keith Gans. Just the two of them. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, every cell in your body and hair will be standing up throughout the piece. So wear something light.
You guys are funny.
Wear something light.
We're funny. Oh, and also let's mention the name of the podcast.
The podcast is called Great Grief. Not good grief like Charlie Brown, but great grief. Since it's such a part of all of our lives, why can't it be great in all the ways you think of great? Large, big, expansive, sometimes wonderful and sometimes heavy, but big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's thank you so much for doing that. And I actually I look forward to hearing the one about oatmeal, because I think that sounds very fascinating to write into that, and everybody gets what that is to you. And so it'll be very compelling, I'm sure.
Yeah, really.
Thank you. Well, Nnenna, we're going to invite another guest on that is also a part of our show, and you're welcome to stick around because we've got another queen that is actually, Janice, I'll let you do the honors because she's a good friend of yours first and foremost, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know her.
Yes, Sasha Boutros was introduced to me by John DiMartino, who also, we share him. We share him as many singers share John because he's so wonderful. And Sacha was a guest at Vocal Mania one time and really blew us away. I mean, really incredible singer, sings in like 8 different languages. And she invited me to come to Paris to sing with her in a women's jazz evening. She makes things happen. She's an entrepreneur. She's running a jazz club in San Diego now. And she's a wonderful, wonderful lady. And we can't wait to share her music with you tomorrow night. Sasha Boutros.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Hi. Do you guys know each other? You know Nnenna?
No,
Sasha?
I've never met Nnenna. Nnenna, you're so beautiful, and I'm
You
so
are the
sorry for your
beautiful
loss.
one. Oh, well,
I'm so
listen.
deeply sorry.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. We're all one little queendom here. Look at us.
A queendom who admires and lifts each other up, which is so
That's
cool.
right. Isn't that cool? Isn't that the best?
It's amazing.
And entrepreneuring our way through a crazy world and a crazy life of music and clearing ways and new pathways to continue to work. And you, Sasha, are literally sitting in the restaurant / venue that you've been asked to partner to help curate music programs there. And how great to put your passion to work like that. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it's exciting. I came back from Paris. I still have my apartment in Paris, so I technically still live part-time now, but I basically moved back here part of the time. And they took this beautiful place and they said, well, what can you do with this? You know, I had the first pop-up supper club in the United States. So they said, well, can you do something like that here? I said, sure. So we brought in entertainment 7 nights a week. And now, you know, all the musicians have not had a chance to go yet on tour. So we've had everyone from Roy McCurdy to John B. Williams to Ricky Woodard to Mahesh Balasurian and Luca Alamano, who plays with Herbie Hancock. And we have all these amazing people coming in just like that, like with the snap of a finger. I call like all my friends that were local and people from Palm Springs and Vegas. Jonathan Carant is coming. We're doing a partnership with the opera, San Diego Opera. And it just happened like this. Like it was just, you know, when the universe just collides and just something. And I just said, you know, okay, this is so cool. I get to employ lots of amazing, talented people that deserve to work, that deserve to be paid way better than union scale. And they don't bring anything. I have, well, I don't know. I could turn the camera, but it might not. I'll try. I don't know if you guys can see.
Yeah,
So,
beautiful.
Yes.
Wow.
Very nice.
So, I mean, we're still working on it, but like basically you just show up. So it's been really nice. It's interesting. And later we want to go to ticketed shows once it's more upscale.
Yeah. So is this part of your plan for world domination, Sasha?
Yeah. And pretty soon I'm going to ask you guys to take over with me because you're already taking over like the whole East Coast. So we have to team up.
We're available. We're available.
Good. You have a home here when you're ready. When you guys are ready to come in and perform, you have a home here.
Thank
So,
you.
I'll
So
roll
what
out
is
the red carpet.
Sasha's supper club then?
So I founded this supper club about 7 years ago to bring people together in the community, and it's a nostalgia club. So it's 1950s, and we do different things like Havana After Dark, and everything is 1950s attire, 1950s. Like, I don't know if you see the little table lamps. Can you see those little table lamps?
Yes.
Wait, that way. Little things like that. And we pop up at historic venues. And so far, we've only done it in California, but we pop up at historic venues and you have a big band and people dance. And so it's like an old fashioned, like cafe society supper club. And so I did it monthly as a social club. We sold tickets and people came in, they danced. And I even hired dance hosts, 10 cents a dance. Literally, they had to pay 10 cents a dance. Yeah, that's what they pay them. And we had dance show and different vocalists came in, you know, from the area and performed. And it was fun because it was like going back into the 1950s. And the press that came with it was really funny because they said Sasha made them dress up in San Diego. They ditched the flip-flops for her, which is, if you live in San Diego, people don't ditch their flip-flops.
That's amazing. So I don't think Lauren knows that you are the daughter of a famous chef.
Oh, no, well, you were here. And I would have invited you to eat. So I was trying to connect with you.
Yeah. Oh, right. You were close together. You were in San Diego, right, Lauren?
She was probably like, you know, on the, you know, completely like, you know, after COVID wanting to just unplug, I would assume.
Yeah. No, so who is your famous father?
His name is Michel Strout, and he's the founder of Modern Spot Cuisine. So he does like healthy eating in a gourmet way. And
Wow.
He worked with Deborah Seke, and she founded Rancho La Puerta and the Golden Door. And so he has like New York Times bestselling cookbooks and different stuff. And I think Janice is going to go sing at Rancho La Puerta.
Well, I'd like to. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna have time this trip, but yes, I would. We should do a vocal gumbo at Rancho La Puerta.
We can do a vocal gumbo at Rancho La Puerta, and then you can come to Il Sogno Italiano, and you can do one here on the way over
Yes, yes, yes.
there. See, vocal gumbo world domination, as that's what it is. It's vocal gumbo world domination.
I want to turn back to you though, Sasha, because I do want to sort of say that I think it's important though, with as many gardens as you're trying to feed out there in terms of like making opportunities for others. I think it's great that you're also creating a platform for yourself to continue to sing and use your instrument as well. It's important for all of us to work. We still have to figure out how to use our instruments and where are we now and what do we want to make. And the only way to do that is to keep in touch with it, right? Is keep touching it. And so I'm assuming that you're also playing in your own venue and that like you're able to work repertoire and build new tunes and do all that kind of stuff that also goes into, your own self work.
Yes, so I am performing, and Mondays we're doing a big jazz night and inviting different guests from LA to come in. So we're streaming live with Paris Jazz Clubs, which is really cool. So
that's great.
So we have a nice partnership with France, which makes me really happy. And yeah,
let's hear about your new record though, because we're going to hear something from that tomorrow night, right? That's from the new record, yes?
Yes. And congratulations, Nnenna, on your new record. And Janice, I got my amazing Mazel CD. I got a package in the mail. I was like, oh, I was so excited. So I did a tribute to Nancy Wilson. I'm not sure what I'm calling it yet. I know that John DiMartino says that Janice has the best names for CDs and that I should ask her because when she came up with Crying in My Whiskey, that was just genius. So it's all Nancy music with Nancy's band. Unfortunately, Lou Matthews cannot play anymore. He was part of our band. And I worked with them for over 12 years. And so John B. Williams and Roy McCurdy are playing. We did at East West Studios.
Wow.
Isn't he amazing?
Oh, I love John. I adore John.
John's wonderful.
He played with us for a while, John B. Williams.
He did? That's so
yeah.
nice. Isn't he a happy man? So happy.
Oh, I just love him. Love him to death.
Yeah.
So what Nancy tunes did you do?
We did Hello Like Before. We did How Glad I Am, Save Your Love for Me. What else did we do? I forgot. She had so many tunes. When we went through them, we kept going back and forth saying, oh, this one, oh, that one, with the guys, oh, this one, oh, that one. And everybody, by the time we put a list together, it was 50 long and we had to put it down to like 14 tunes.
I know. I did I don't know if you know, but I did a tribute to Nancy Wilson back in 2017 called Asleep and Be. And for me, the interesting process when because it's the only record I've done of all standards and not doing, I'm mostly, I've made, my records have been all my original music. And so this is the first time I'd done that. And it was interesting because I had to figure out, as I started to listen to her early records and keep going, I found that I didn't need to go any farther than the first couple of years because I had already I had to do so many that were already there. And so I couldn't even venture any further to her 70 years of singing and recording.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was just her library is vast and voluptuous.
Yeah.
I was just, it was just a very interesting process too for me, because again, you're celebrating someone who gave us such a very important legacy of music, and so I'll be really excited to hear your repertoire you chose and all of that. It's really wonderful. So when is that coming out? Because I started doing this project, I stopped that a little bit. So I have to go in and re-sing a couple of things and then get it mixed and mastered. So I anticipate that coming out probably in October. I'd really love to hear yours. I didn't know you had that. I'm dying to hear that. I'll go buy it on iTunes when we. It's there. Yeah. It's there with all the other ones, just collecting dust and.
Oh, stop.
So the reason why the project meant a lot though was because Nancy mentored me. So she, I got to spend a lot of time with her, and she called me all the time and talked to me. And so it was emotional for all of us to go and play through her music, and it felt funny singing it, even though I'd sung it so many times. Like you guys sing Nancy tunes, I'm sure, but then she's gone, so it was weird. And then Lou wasn't there, and so everybody kept sharing stories of like what happened and different things, and then like Anthony Wilson came in and played guitar, and then he shares stories, and Ricky Witter played too, and everybody then gets like really nostalgic, sharing everything. And so I felt sometimes when I was singing, I was you get like a little choked up when you're singing. It's funny.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's tricky when you're doing tribute records. You're walking that fine line of trying to get it right, trying to pay homage, trying to figure out what you're trying to do. And more often than not, especially when someone has passed, it's a lot of pressure, right? But because you just want to honor them in just the best way that you can. But you're surrounded by people that have the stories and have all that experience too. So it really makes it so voluptuous, and I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. So keep us posted. We want to share that.
Please.
Yeah,
please,
absolutely.
please.
So tomorrow night we'll be featuring a tune from the new record.
Yeah.
With this brand you're talking about, with this incredible trio.
Yeah, so we went live, and then we went in the studio 2 days later.
Yeah, beautiful.
Brilliant.
So, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. This is so much fun, ladies. I want to say thank you and just cheers really quick. I got the champagne too out. I thought Nnenna has some champagne. And so like I got these little pops. Like the restaurant ordered these like little cute.
Oh yeah, I know those.
Oh, nice.
But poor Lauren only has tea. Well,
It's okay. It's okay.
Don't worry. I'll get to it. To it. Don't you worry about that.
Cheers to
Why doesn't
Cheers.
a yoga studio have wine? I don't understand.
Actually,
why not? Well, cheers to beautiful,
Actually,
strong woman.
the Buddha.
Cheers. Good energy on your new project. We're
Yes.
always giving birth, aren't we?
Yeah, and
To
you
the
too.
next thing. Thank you. Thank
But
you.
Nnenna-
The labor pains are over. It's out. Do what you will, little record.
Yes. Well, I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Whoa.
My dog. My
Oh
doggy.
yeah.
Oh.
My
Ooh.
puppy. I mean, he's just like, I want to be
Let-
on the.
Can we see him? Let's see him.
Bring him on.
Come here, Juba. Come here, Juba. Now you don't want to come after
Okay.
all that cameo appearance, and you have a cotton ball in your mouth.
Oh, let's see the doggy.
Oh.
Oh my God. That's a puppy? That's
Say
a puppy.
hello. Say hello. Oh,
Oh, he's
his
cute.
name is Juba.
Juba.
Jubilation. I needed some jubilation in my life.
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And that'll be a beautiful,
He's a
beautiful
good boy.
companion. Look at that sweet baby.
What are those words to the song? You be late Deo, sing and rejoice.
Sing and rejoice.
Yeah.
No, I don't kiss dogs on the lips. Don't
No,
do that.
don't.
No,
No,
on the lips.
No.
Yeah.
No. But look at that face.
Oh,
What
he's
kind
a
of dog
cutie.
is he?
He is a poodle. He is what they call a moyenne poodle. Halfway, not a toy, not a standard, something in between.
Yeah.
So, manageable, apparently. Don't eat that cotton ball.
Well, I hope that you have a wonderful dog sitter, Nnenna, because you're going to start hitting the road and working that record and finding your way back into the world. Like I'm sure all of us. Janice already showed me her schedule. She's on the launching pad.
Yes, Janice.
Sasha, you are, you are manifesting so many beautiful things there with your venue and creating opportunities that are going to come back to you, I'm sure, by the armful. And we just have to be grateful for the fact that we can go out and do our work, and sing into whatever it is we need to sing into, our joy, our pain, our grief, our missing the music, our missing our friends, our missing our audiences. So if our audience is at all smart, they'll be tuning into tomorrow night's show. These two women have given us enough to visit the show for, but we have also other special people that are coming along. Janice, we pulled it from the pantry. We pulled a very special piece from Raul Midon that he made.
Oh God! And his little dog is in the video.
Oh, I love it.
Tinga is in the video.
Tinga.
Yeah, and we have Veronica Swift and Emmett Cohn. We snagged them before. Well, Emmett's with Samara Joy now in Europe, so we got him just in time.
Nice.
So we're doing a collaboration with them, and then we have a young artist, Yancy Abril, who you're gonna love, I believe. Yeah,
so wonderful. And Peter Carlson from the Real Group, and he has a beautiful song that we love, and I think it's going to pair beautifully. It's both a breath of fresh air and sunshine. It's called "A Lifetime Takes a Lifetime to Fulfill."
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa, I love it.
Don't you love that, Nnenna?
I love it. I love it. Lifetime takes a lifetime to fulfill. Ay, 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 ay.
So
Profundity, voluptuousness.
So
everything is in there.
Everything is in there. Everything is in there. And the song is pure joy. So we needed that, sprinkle that in, sprinkled some good friends. Janice has got a piece, I've got a piece, but we're so hoping everybody will pop in. Tickets are only $15. You can watch it on demand for 48 hours. So if it's not convenient for you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, who cares?
I know, who cares?
Watch it later.
And our contribution this month is for the New York Voices Vocal Jazz Camp.
Oh, yay.
To help Jenna Barbieri is the winner of the scholarship, yes?
Jenna Barbieri won our scholarship for our scholarship, and that we're sponsoring. Wow. And we brought in some amazing artists to speak every night to our students, because I think everybody's been living in a box so long. So if you can just hear from some of these amazing people, it's Janae Kendrick, who is
I know Janae.
We've got Christy Dashiell, Reginald Bowens. We have Luciana Sosa and Dylan Bell and Suba Sankaran. So every night we have a little something, and a special night of our young up and coming talent. They're going to do a panel. So it will feature Samara Joy and Lucy Winans, who are recent, just some of the queens that are up and coming in this industry, that I think it's nice for young people to hear stories from people that are probably within five years their age range, to hear their ethic and hear what's going on with them. So we've kind of tried to stretch out besides our curriculum, we tried to breathe in some other life and other information to the night. So if anybody is interested in still being a part of that camp, you can do it a la carte, so you don't have to do a full, and you can go to newyorkvoices.com to do it a la carte. Come just for the shows and for the master classes.
You need to call me if you ever need me for any ting ting ting.
We will do that. Yes, we will.
Now you got my number. Listen, I'm all
baby,
about,
you got my number.
Maybe you got my number. I mean, I just think it's important that we support each other. We got to do this. There's not enough voices out there.
No.
And no one can tell the story that you can tell. So come on, bring it on, bring it on.
You're gonna listen. I'm calling on you. You're gonna get it now, girl. That's all.
Okay, come on. I can take it.
But we're so grateful for all of you, and so thank you for doing our show tomorrow night, and thank you for spending
so much.
this time with us today and sharing your hearts and your stories.
And your
I hope-
wine.
The wine.
The
Thank
wine.
you. And Sasha, you have to go to work now, right?
Yeah, they in about an hour, people. Well, there's the patio's already full of people right now. They're all sitting outside because it's like an amazing San Diego day. And then I have to sing tonight. Yeah, we have
Yay.
a sold out
Yay.
restaurant or
All right.
Beef
What's your
where-
opening number? What's your opening number?
my opening number. I hadn't got that far yet.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna wing it.
Well,
was
I
like-
hope it's something cool. You said it was 100 degrees there.
Yeah, it's very. I
Why
was
don't
gonna
you
sing,
open with
it's too darn hot. It's too darn
There you
hot.
go.
Too darn hot. That's
Or
perfect.
we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave.
Or something cool. I'd like to offer something cool.
Yeah.
To
That's a
a
good one.
medley.
Nina, where's Nina located?
I'm in Durham, North Carolina, where it is very humid and was 90s in the mid 90s today. But
Wow.
you know,
Like here.
there's nothing like something cool to drink and being inside. That helps.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. Tune
Thank you
into
from the
show.
bottom.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
So-
and go ahead, Lauren. Go.
Tune in and get your tickets at momenthouse.com/vocalgumbo. And we can't wait to see you. And we're going to take a small break in August. So this is your last show to check out at Vocal Gumbo before we go put our flip-flops on and sunglasses and earplugs.
Woo!
So tune into the show. It's going to be fabulous. Once again, thank you to Sasha and Nnenna and my co-conspirator Janice, and of course Lori Green, pulling all the levers and making all this possible. Thank you, Lori, and we'll see you all tomorrow night at Vocal Gumbo.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bonsoir.
Good night,
Bonsoir.
ladies.
Bonsoir.
Good night, ladies.
Calling all around the world. Mumbo jumbo, stir up the gumbo. Calling all around the world. Get it. Start with a roux, that's me and you. Add the Holy Trinity. That's rhythm, chords, and melody. Come on now, add your spice. Tell your story, very nice. Calling all around the world. Stir that vocal gumbo now. Calling all
Stir it up, stir it up.
Get it.